First start with the new exhaust. Oh my lord, dude. We're finally fixing up the C63. This thing has been sitting around a while, waiting for some attention to get this thing back to being roadworthy. It runs and drives fine. However, we do have to swap out the rear springs because the car is too low as is. We threw some Meteor tires on there with some wider wheels, and we unfortunately have rubbing going on in the rear. Other than that, we are doing a exhaust on this thing as well, which unfortunately it's looking like we're gonna have to kind of custom make this and weld it. So we got that side in already, just doing some things off camera. We got the exhaust dropped down, and these are actually pretty simple to install. Let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna lower this thing down here. H&R lowering spring out, factory spring going back in. Lots of rust falling off of this thing. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the bolt hole lined up. Get this thing snugged up, let the pole jack down and out, and then honestly we're probably just gonna let the whole car down on the ground and see where we sit stance-wise. Good fitment, please have good fitment. Good fitment. Yeah, so we gained about an inch of clearance, if not more. There's no way we're rubbing now. So we got some new OEM front struts to put on instead of taking apart the old ones and swapping the springs. We actually just did a diff service on this thing as well. We just drained the old fluid and put new in. The reason we're doing this, these springs up here are H&R lowering springs, just like the rear had. And obviously this thing's a little too low for the tire setup and wheel setup we got. So that's why we're switching back to factory. Got the right front out. Get these crusty things out of here. We got this stuff pretty well coated with the wool wax stuff. Honestly, first impressions of this stuff, it covers very nicely. Actually pretty nice. Hopefully this kind of protects everything from rusting more. So we got this side all buttoned up and tight. This side's good. We're just gonna have to repeat that on the other side. Round number 2. We got our new lug bolts in all around. The old ones were pretty shot. Here's the old H&R lowering springs all the way around. So the car is now back to factory ride height and suspension. So essentially it's just the stock exhaust with the secondary cat and then the resonator deleted. We still have factory mufflers and then still have primary cats way up front there, but this should give it a nice aggressive tone. And we're gonna fire it up even though there's gonna be some pretty bad exhaust leaks, just to see if we can get an idea of what it's gonna sound like. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and tack the rear of this exhaust back there, probably put a brace in, and then we're going to have to take these clamps back out, let this hang down, and we're going to try to weld the back. And we're just going to be waiting on the front V-bands then to finish this all up, but let's see if we can't get this welded up nice. I am by no means a professional welder, so... Exhaust is finally done. Again, secondary cat delete and resonator delete, and then there's an X pipe in place. And it pretty much just replaces this portion of the factory exhaust. Obviously we have V-bands up here just so we could kind of take it down and put it back up. It would have been really easy to just straight up weld this all together. But of course, if you want to go and drop the exhaust, pain in the butt then. So with the exhaust being done and hung for the last time, trust me, taking this thing down and up was an absolute pain in the butt. We can go ahead and throw that support brace back in up there and then kind of tuck these back in. Look at that fitment. Heck of a lot better all the way around. Car's definitely at where it needs to be, and I don't think we're gonna have any more rubbing issues. All right, we're gonna try to get some exhaust clips. I personally haven't heard this car outside of it either, so I hope the videos kind of do it justice. But I'm also not gonna sit out here and beat on this thing, so we're just gonna do a couple little rips, little revs, and we'll see how it sounds now. Rocket ship this car was. The exhaust is still very mellow. It's not super droney, anything like that. It's not super loud. I mean, we don't have long tubes or anything like that on it, but all in all, she's got a really good sound. Super happy with this thing. It's driving great, and I'm sure this car is very happy to be out of the garage after so long. Man, it's pretty quick. I think this thing would have took my supercharged AMG, and this thing's NA. So we got one car finished, and we have 3 more to go, so yeah. Now that the C63 is all finished up and done, this is gonna be our next project. I'm not gonna reveal too much yet, but we have a lot of work to do on this thing, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a fun little time. Well guys, the C63 is now fixed and able to be driven after sitting for the long time that it did. The stance on it looks great, the exhaust sounds great. I'm very happy with everything and how it came out. Always like to say better content's on the way. I've been working so hard off camera that it's hard to really even make good content right now, but don't you worry, we got some cool things coming. But thank you guys for watching so much. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.